You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't gonna work.
We're not talking about any integrity in this
We are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys playing footsie under the table?
No, yes, but that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's vampires everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 143. I'm your host, as always, John Danger Rowe, and I am joined by my co-host, Adam.
Ham.
Adam Eagle Eyes Ham.
Yeah.
To
One
bring
take.
back an old meme. Eagle Eyes one take.
Yep.
All right, so how's your week been? I know I left you.
Yeah.
How was being on your own?
Worse.
You have less hot dogs to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, did we talk anything about our visit during our visit
Not-
on that episode we recorded?
I don't think we did that much, really.
There wasn't much to talk about. We didn't do shit. We attempted to play a little bit of. We played a bunch of games. Let's get into video games. I think we took like a week off.
Yeah, pretty much.
How's games?
Games are good. Games good.
What game you playing, Adam?
Fun.
What? All right, I'm gonna have you go first. I got a couple.
Okay.
You go first.
I got into Big Time in the last couple of days.
Oh, I love that game. Big Time is my favorite game.
And it's not the game I'm talking about.
All right, what game are you talking about? Big Time.
Divinity Original Sin.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That game's amazing.
That game. Is it really good?
It's great.
Oh, all right. Well,
It's
how
a
much
great
is it?
game.
20?
40.
Oh, I'm out.
It's like a real game.
I don't have any money, though.
Yeah, I guess.
I just
If
spent
you have
all of
money,
it on gasoline
I
driving
recommend
to
it.
your place.
Yeah. That was your first mistake.
I know. I should have taken a fucking train, a hover
Yeah.
car. Something fucking gets better gas mileage than my hunk of shit.
Right.
That's my car, by the way. His name is Hunk of Shit.
Indeed.
Indeed. So, Adam, did you, all right, how did you come upon the first sin of the Divin? If you will.
I'd heard a little bit about it, but I think I actually saw it for the first time in a quick look. It is a Kickstarter kind of ish game.
Oh, bullshit.
Now wait.
I'm out.
No.
I'm out. Kickstart can suck my dick.
Well, I thought you said if you liked it, you would just buy it afterwards.
All right, this is true. So I have my chance to purchase, is what you're saying.
Yeah, Kickstarter's over. So
All right.
has been forever. But it is a great game. I
Okay.
saw it first, I think, on a quick look by Giant Bomb. Like Brad was playing it for a while on Friday or something. I had no idea about this game at all until then, pretty much.
Okay.
I got-
Neither did I until everyone, including my brother, has been talking up this game.
Yeah, it's because it's great. It came out of nowhere for me. Like I think
it
I'd heard a little bit
better?
about, huh?
Is it better or worse than World of Warcraft?
That's easy, better.
I don't know about that.
Well, then why'd you ask?
You're a bad judge.
I'm a great judge. I'm the best
Anyway.
judge.
I Judge Dredd. That's me.
That's me. No, that's me.
I said it's me
I-
first. I get to be Judge Dredd. You get to be another character.
I get
from
to
the
be
Judge Dredd universe.
The
which I don't know
supreme
any.
judge,
Is that
head of
better?
other judges.
Can I be the judge that's played by that really old actor whose name I can't remember? Remember him? He gets sent out to the Dread Wastes in the Judge Dredd film.
I don't think I've actually seen Judge
You
Dredd.
haven't seen the Judge Dredd movie?
I've seen Dredd. I don't think I've seen Judge Dredd.
Oh, man. You've got to see that.
I should see it.
It's Terabad. But
Is
also, it's got some good stuff in it. But yeah, it's kind of a bad movie. But like bad in a fun way. Because it's like one of those action movies. But anyway, continue. Divinity, Original Sin. DOS, as it's known as.
Yeah, it's I guess it's a game by the guys who do Divinity games, of which I know
so many.
There are like several. I was not aware of them.
There's so many. Several. Literally several of them.
That's more than a lot of games.
That's true. Except for like Halo. There's like 7 of those.
I guess. That's the exception.
Halo is the exception.
Yeah.
Like the Mongols.
I mean, most games, not every game gets like a sequel series. We're down to like a few big things that just keep on making more and more sequels. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess the other Divinity games are not like this at all.
Okay.
So I probably don't want to go play them. But
So what's so great about Divinity Original Sin? Like, I heard it's kind of like an old school style RPG, right?
yes,
But like, what makes it so great? Like,
it is almost exactly like a pen and paper RPG type game inside a
Okay.
video game. It's as close as I've seen.
how so? How so?
Little things like things that happen in battle, or even that don't have in battle, have lasting effects. Like if the battle ends and you're on fire, you stay on fire until somebody puts you out. And
Okay.
stuff like talking to, for one thing, you can talk to and trade with everybody.
So you're saying this is not a baby game for babies?
No, it's not. In fact, it's one of the things I like about it, and other people may not, is that it's pretty complex in terms of like the game system. There's a lot of
That's not always a bad
stats.
thing, though. I mean, I like complexity.
I like that too. I know some people are kind of like, I don't really want to, have to figure out what intelligence affects this and that and this, and I like kind of finding out all that stuff and learning what the
Yeah.
talents and like there's feats, kind of like
I
other
got
stuff.
2 feats.
By the way, there's
On
one.
the end of my legs.
If you play this game, the first talent that you get has to be pet pals because it's amazing. It lets you talk to animals.
Oh yeah, and you can talk to every animal.
You can talk to every animal in the game. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have really useful advice too, or a quest.
Oh,
So it's pretty cool.
all right. So how does this game work? So it's like a top-down game, isometric.
It's kind of like Diablo-ish, but you have your own like
it's Diablish.
Diablo-ish.
All right. Yep.
So you have your party. Right now, mine has 4 dudes. You start out.
You would have 4 dudes in your party.
You start out with 2 dudes. Well, 2.
You got to start off with 1 dude. I mean, going right to 2 dudes seems too much.
You would think that, but they start you out with 2.
Wow,
Yeah.
this game is not for babies.
No, it's not.
You get 2 dudes immediately.
Yeah. Which are named, by the way, Adam
Are
and
they
Jonathan.
2 rude dudes?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Wait. You said what? What are their names?
Adam and Jonathan.
No fucking way.
Totally.
No. This is our game.
Yeah.
They fucking okay. Podcast.
No, I
listeners
named them.
Created the. Oh,
Yeah.
holy shit! I thought that like
Why did
the
you
2
do that?
starter characters were like default named Adam and Jonathan. Those are pretty common, like middle, European, like
I
average
guess.
fantasy, low fantasy names. I don't know.
No, the first 2 that you create the first 2.
So you made me in the game.
I made you in the game.
Oh God, what am I? What class?
You're a cleric.
You fucking bastard!
What?
You made me the healer?
You're a pretty badass healer. You've got
Let me
lots
guess.
of hitting. and
You're a
things.
rogue.
No, I'm
Or
not.
You're a monk.
I wish. No.
Oh man, what are you then? A magic user.
Ish.
Ah, see. 'Cause
I'm a battle
Adam,
mage.
Adam never plays melee classes.
He's melee. He's melee magic. He's a battle mage.
Well, yeah, you can't just be one thing though.
You can.
No, I know, but Adam can't.
Oh, why?
You can't.
What do you mean?
You always have to be the fun, weird class in games.
They're
You never just be a fighter, Adam. You always got to be a weird.
fighter's
crazy-
boring.
It's not though.
It is. I'm sorry.
It isn't.
It is.
Fighter's awesome.
No, it's boring.
It's awesome. You get to do all the hitting. You get to beat everyone up.
No.
It's awesome. Anyway,
Sorry.
so this is your next big game, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I already put
Alright.
a lot of hours into it. But,
How badass is John?
he was more badass than he is now
Wait, what?
because
How do you get less badass in an RPG?
I got 2 other characters.
Oh, so you just put me by the wayside.
No, you're still there.
God, I'm gonna build. Okay, I'm buying this game tonight, I'm gonna make my character John a badass, and my Adam character is gonna be like the worst loserish guy possible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
Just to spite you.
I didn't make you losers. I give you a lot of stuff. And
secondhand stuff. Hand-me-downs.
Everybody gets hand-me-downs compared to the main character, me.
All right.
So.
Man, you're really getting me hyped up for this game, though.
Yeah, it is great.
I haven't played an old-school RPG like that since probably the original Dragon Age.
Oh, I know.
Like that.
Yeah, it's a lot like that, actually.
Okay.
Except that it's, Diabolish.
Yeah. Of course.
But yeah, there's awesome things. Like whenever something happens, you'll be able to talk to your other character. You're the main character. And you'll have like these conversations or something, and depending on your choices, like you can make a choice and then you can make one for the secondary character, and they'll have like traits that go different ways. Like you'll be more spiritual or more materialistic, or whatever, And if you're more to one side than the other, it gives you bonuses to your skills and stuff. Like being materialistic gives you an extra point like Lore Master, which means you can identify stuff better. Because you're used to like handling materials or whatever, or looking for treasure.
Yeah.
Spiritual might give you more willpower or stuff like that. It's really cool, and that stuff's all based on like decisions that you make in the game. And I can make different decisions for the main characters, so I can make my own decisions. I can make characters for Jonathan that affect your personality, basically.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's really cool. The other two characters are named characters that you meet in the game. They don't have like any personality stuff. They already have their own personalities.
So they're better.
What?
So they're better because they have a personality and I don't.
No, I'm making your personality, which is even better because I can kind of make you more like you, I guess. Yeah.
So what is my personality like in the game?
I wish I had a rundown right now of the traits.
Oh.
Also, sometimes I'm not quite clear on. It isn't. Usually, it's pretty cut and dry what it's going to be, but there are a lot of different possibilities. So,
yeah,
you can end up with like different traits than you might expect. Like I think you're pragmatic over romantic, which does not really seem
like me,
like you. I don't know. If it's just
I'm the romantic.
But like the question for that one was this guy like run and jump off the cliff because like some magical statue told him to.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't think John would say,
Fuck no.
Exactly. He should have ran and jumped off the cliff.
That's right.
So I don't know.
I'm not fucking doing that shit.
Exactly. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that made you more pragmatic, I guess. But makes you better at crafting, so that's fine. But yeah, it's just a sweet game. Also, the battle system is the best. It's the best.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about mana, because mana's stupid.
I mean, it's what makes us all alive. The mana in our souls.
No, that's
so $40 though. God, it's expensive.
It's normal games are $60, and this is definitely a full game. I mean, it's not like. But
I got so much World of Warcraft to play.
Oh, I hate you so much. That is the worst.
I mean,
the worst.
I mean, I don't know.
It's great. Also, there is multiplayer.
You're really making me want to buy this.
It's great.
Right now, but
do it. Purchase it right now on the podcast. It's great.
I do actually have a demo video playing right now, though, so I'm trying to.
It's sweet.
Get into it.
The battle system is great because you.
So why did this have to get a Kickstarter then if it's so good?
Because the other Divinity games don't think we're very good.
Well, I bet they were fine, but they just...
They had money. I mean, they had money, but they wanted to make it better, I think.
Okay.
Because they are a company. It's not like 3 dudes making this game.
Yeah.
But, so they add more features to it and stuff like that. And it's totally worth it, in my opinion. But yeah, your combat it's turn-based, kind of like like Final Fantasy Tactics. There's no grids. There's no grids or anything like that. But all your skills take a certain amount of like action points, and so does moving.
Yep.
So you can move and do an action if you have points. You can attack twice during a turn if you have enough action points.
Okay.
There's all kinds of cool stuff. It's a lot. It's just so much like a pen and paper RPG.
Oh, co-op.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to buy this.
Although I think the co-op is kind of weird.
Well, how?
Like I think that you come into like somebody's secondary character in their game. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Well, the critics are.
So you could play Jonathan in my game, or I could play.
The critics are pretty all positive reviews. Everyone's loving it.
It is. It's great. There's also a really cool system of environmental stuff. So like lightning spells do more in the rain. You can like cast rain spells to like put out fires. Like when I first walked into the city, there's a boat that is on fire, and people are like bucketing water onto it.
Wait,
and
is that the verb?
Bucketing, yes.
Yeah.
Bucketing is
we're just bucketing some water away.
Oh, we're totally bucketing water.
Yeah.
But I basically came up there and cast a rain spell, and it put the boat out and saved the boat. And the thing is, I've heard, because I think somebody else was talking about it, like Garnet Lee or something like that.
Yep.
And he's like, "Oh, I found out. I thought, quest. I'll come back and do that later. Boat will be burning forever." Nope. The boat burns up pretty quickly. So, it's just really dynamic. Fire makes poison clouds explode. Ice. You can use ice spells in watery areas to freeze enemies in place. It's cool shit.
That sounds cool.
It is. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's also kind of hard at the beginning because it's
That's
a lot like
the way I am at the beginning. Once you get into it, though,
Wait, you're hard at the beginning.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, I'm hard at the beginning, and then afterwards,
Afterward, okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Come on. What do you take me for? What do you talk?
Look, what do you talk?
Okay. Jesus Christ. Well, I have purchased the game and it is now downloading.
Yes.
It looks way too cool, and hearing you say it's good, it's putting me over the top.
It's
you will.
A lot like a pen and paper game, in where you start out fairly weak, and it's being low level is deadly. And also, it's one of those things where you can go into areas without really
being prepared.
Yeah, totally. Like just now, right before we did our podcast, I'm level 3. I have one guy that's level 4. I was wandering around this place. And I'm like, man, this is a cool area. I picked up a level 7 item, and I'm like, I walked 2 steps further, and 3 skeletons that were level 7 popped out, and I'm like, well,
2 steps forward,
fucked.
1 step back.
Yeah,
that's what DJ Scat Cat said.
DJ Scat Cat was right.
And Paula Abdul.
The skeletons kicked my ass.
I forget who said that in that song, though. Who said 2 steps forward, 3 steps? She said 2 steps forward. I think Scat Cat said 3 steps back, maybe. Because opposites attract, Adam.
Yeah, they do.
That's true. What classes can you be? What are the classes?
Oh, it's another cool thing, actually.
No classes.
Kind of. There are presets for classes.
So you say this game has no class?
No, it's got all the class.
Okay.
You can customize everything about the characters at the beginning. But there are preset classes, there's actually a lot of them. There's cleric, there's battle mage, wizard, fighter, knight, witch, wayfarer.
Adam, you're going to be a witch in my game.
Ranger.
I'm just telling you that right now.
Ranger and
can I make a
rogue.
Can I make a lady witch with a beard?
Shadowblade. A lady witch with yes. Witch is not a gender-specific class.
Well, obviously, women would be the first thought for witch, but
I can be a man witch. Is what you're asking? If that's what you're asking.
Yeah, Adam,
yes.
you'll be a man witch. You know what?
I can be a man witch.
But does the character customization work? You make them look like people a little bit.
I guess one of my criticisms is that there's not a whole lot of.
That's good though, because I hate that shit.
Oh, do you? I love it.
I hate that fucking Japanese MMO shit where you have here's 8 million sliders to make your guy look different. I can't stand that.
There are a few presets.
Make a guy who looks good. That's what I want.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of faces or heads.
Well, as long as I can get a guy with a big red beard, then I got you.
You can get red beard, but you'll probably have to have red hair too, because I think hair color's all one.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yep.
That's my ham.
It's cool though. Yeah.
Well, it's installing. It's not
Awesome.
too big. It's only like 10 gigabytes. It's nice.
Also, like a lot of, I think it goes like level 20 is your max level cap. I think.
Wow. So it's a lot like D&D.
It is, and leveling is pretty slow, but when you level up, you significantly increase in power.
Yeah,
and,
like D&D.
Yeah, and also like D&D, you will spend probably the first 5 levels in the first town.
Oh yeah.
Just doing quests around town and nearby, and in fact, mostly in town because outdoors is pretty deadly at the beginning. Like you start your journey to the town, and once you're there, it's in a bad way, kind of.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you take 2 steps forward,
3
town
steps
takes
back.
2 steps back.
Yeah,
Or is it 3 steps back?
I think it's 3.
Yeah, I think so too. Because opposites attract.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else about Divinity Original Sin? So it's a big. You know what this means, Adam?
What?
When's your review coming?
Oh, geez. It may be a while because I'm going to be playing a lot of it.
All right.
for a
About the
long
same time my Uncharted 1 review appears.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, God. I'm the procrastinatrix.
Did you watch Yojimbo?
Fuck no.
Oh, God, you're horrible.
It was about 9:30 tonight,
Yeah.
and I was looking, and I was like, I'm going to watch Botchamania instead for like 2 straight hours.
Oh, man.
So those who don't know what Botchamania is, let me at least explain. So there's this guy named Matthew, is his online name, but he puts together just highlight reels in quotation marks, but like low light reels of just wrestling, like making mistakes and stuff, and it's always like hilarious, and like, you know, you can see like wrestlers talking and like telling each other to do moves and stuff. It really kind of pulls back the curtain, but it's done in a really funny way. And he always has like for instance, on the newest one, I think he did a part where they redid like when Seth Rollins of the Shield betrays his Shield members and hits everyone with a chair. It does the GoldenEye like Nintendo 64 music, and then he replaced like every time someone got hit with the chair, they made like the GoldenEye like enemy sound when they got shot, like the grunt. Yeah, so he does really fun stuff like that, mashing up like old video game music. He'll have like Mega Man music when like people are messing up fights, and I don't know, it's really well produced and fun, and they're hilarious, and I absolutely kind of fell in love with that, and I there are 252 of them right now, and they're all about 15 minutes, so
Wow.
quite a bit to watch through.
Does it go back
Anyway.
to like the 70s or
Oh,
something?
no. Well, what he does is he'll have like stuff from recent weeks for both WWE and TNA, which is crazy that he does that. And then there's stuff from like independent wrestling circuits that is the real grungy fuck up shit. Like there was one where it's this fucking enormous guy who's like fighting, and then he like pauses for a second and just vomit everywhere. He just starts throwing up in the middle of the ring.
Oh.
He looks really drunk, and he just falls over passed out. And I was like, oh my God.
That's horrible.
It's amazing. It's like, holy crap, this guy's just throwing up in the middle of this fucking wrestling ring while he's wrestling. Oh,
Wow.
It was great, yeah. So there's shit like that. And just, you know, like he has a running gag where like, just where people try and slam someone into a table and the table doesn't break, and then it'll cut and the table makes like an evil laughing noise, like a villain. Yeah, I don't know. They're really well done and fun, and I watched a bunch of those instead of watching that movie because I was not in the mood for the dudes of Yojimbo. So the BWTCCT postponed a week.
Again.
Watch Yojimbo.
Yeah.
It's like playing chicken.
How long ago did we actually
Who will watch Yojimbo before me?
Yeah, it has to have been like a month since we say we were going to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, because remember we were going to watch it when I was down the first time?
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
Was it really
Yeah.
early June? So it's been like a month.
At least.
Oh, wow.
It's probably been closer to... Well, yeah.
Come on. Oh, like a month. We'll say a month, maybe a month and a half.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, you know, it's the BWTCCT. Could it be the SBWTCCT? The sometimes bi-weekly, the Criterion Collection Theater?
SBW?
Sometimes bi-weekly. That's what SBW stands for.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's crazy? I didn't know what SMH stood for.
Shake my head, John.
I didn't know what that
Shake
stood
my
for.
head.
For up until maybe a month ago. Because
You know-
somebody posted that to me,
Yeah.
and then I looked at it, and I was like, oh, that's what that is. Shake my head. Huh. Because I know, like, Raffle
Yeah.
and RFOLOL,
Yeah.
rolling on the floor laughing out loud, which is even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back on topic. Divinity Original Sin. Good.
Yes.
Okay. Everyone should check it out.
Everyone
Very
should.
least, watch some videos of it being played.
Yeah.
And then make up your mind. If you're a fan of old school RPGs, it's probably worth looking into.
Alt button is your friend.
Alt button. Why?
It's that kind of thing like in adventure things that puts little boxes by everything that you can click on.
Oh, okay.
But the great thing about it is it only fills in stuff that you can see with your perception. So you don't feel like it's cheating.
Okay, that's good, though. It's not like in Bioshock, like when every single item that you could grab was like shiny and flashing, so you'd just be like...
Yeah.
Some people complained about that when that game first came out, and they were like, I want to play it like an old school game where you have to like look around. And it's like, well, yeah. You can turn it off. I think it's called like 1992 mode that came out for Bioshock 2, I think, where
Really?
it just plays like System Shock 1, like where it's like no regenerating health, all that shit, you know.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people are masochists.
I guess.
Anything else? Any other games you played?
There was a game that I wanted to play but didn't.
What's that?
D&D.
Oh, D&D 5th edition.
4th. I had we
Oh.
were scheduled to play today. And as far as I know, we're up till like yesterday or the day before, but it was canceled like at the last minute, so
Oh.
yeah, I know.
Oh, well, I mean, it's only 4th edition, so it would have sucked anyway. Hey.
Yeah.
But
You
John,
say
with the
that,
sick
but wait
burn.
until you can't play anything for like 2 years. And then
I'd find a group.
I'm trying to find a
You're
group.
not trying very hard.
That's what you think. You know, did you realize that there's a lot more groups up in Wisconsin than there are here?
Wow. Well, Wisconsin is the home of is the birthplace of Dungeons and Dragons.
Exactly. And I
So-
didn't realize that like that store that I played at every once in a while,
Pegasus Games.
Yeah, Pegasus Games.
Great place. As is I'm Bored, which is in Middleton, which also runs games.
Yeah, but it's one of the biggest ones in the area for
It's
Wizards.
huge. I mean, they fucking have a ton of people showing up to that every time. It's terrible 4th edition, so I don't want to play, but I mean,
Well, not anymore.
no, I'm sure they're playing the new edition now, so
Yeah,
that'd be kind of fun.
indeed. Yeah, you should try it.
Eh,
It's cool.
eh.
I think it's better.
I got my group.
I think it's better than everything.
I mean, that's possible. How would you know? You haven't played it, but it sounds good. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Yeah.
as from my reading of the mechanics. Yes.
Yes. You think it sounds mechanically better.
Yes.
Good enough. All right. Anything else?
Your
Your week of gaming?
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I mean, I played a little bit more Naruto, but it's enough fun alone. So
Yeah, it's so much better with another person,
it is. It definitely is.
especially if you got two dudes.
I'm not picky.
You're not picky.
No.
All right. Anything? So that's it.
Yeah, that's
All
pretty
right.
much
We
it.
can move on to me then. I got my
All
good,
right.
my good shit. So I played some more. I bought because they had a crazy sale on I think the holiday weekend on 3DS. I got Rayman Origins for the 3DS, which I'm really in love with, and I kind of wish I would have bought it on consoles now, because it came out for like 360, PS3, all those, and it's like super fun. If I ever have a chance, maybe I should just see if I can get it used on PS3 for really cheap, and we could play it sometime, because it is like a co-op like platformer that's like really fun. Like it's really awesome and it's like gorgeous because I think it's the UbiArt engine.
Yeah, it is.
And so it just looks amazing.
I think it was the first one that came out.
Yeah, and it plays really great and like it's just fun and great music and colorful backgrounds and a lot of it's kind of like reminds me a little bit of like Sonic. There's a lot of fast running in it. It's really fluid the platforming, so it feels really good. And there's combat. You're punching people and stuff. I don't know. Really great game. I don't know what else to say. The 3DS version is really fun too. It looks a little grainy because I feel like they just downscaled it to the screen.
Yeah.
And some parts look real gnarly with that. But, I mean, the gameplay is really solid. And it uses the 3D to a minor effect. But, I mean, it was $7. And I was like, I want a new game for my 3DS. So I bought that. That was fun. I played a bunch of that. Got through the first couple worlds.
Cool.
All right, other games. So there was some PlayStation Plus this month for PlayStation 4. There were 2 games, Strider and Doki Doki Universe.
That was actually like a Vita cross.
It's cross-buy, though, so it works on your PS4 if you buy it.
Yeah.
So I got Strider and Doki Doki Universe, and I played both. Strider is really difficult.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how hard that game was. Like, it is bitchin' difficult. And it's respawning enemies, and it's kind of like a Metroidvania-style game.
Yeah.
A bit, where you're just kind of, like, running around, collecting power-ups so you can get through new doors. And I mean, the boss battles are pretty badass. I fought a giant mechanical dragon that was flying in the air, and I was running up its back while it was flying and, like, attacking it. And there's some cool set pieces. It's a fun game. It's free. But my God, it's hard. I died like 30 times. Like, really difficult. But the controls are really fluid and good and fun. And that was fun. So I recommended. I think that got pretty decent reviews, too. And it's based on the old game, too. Strider.
Yeah.
The Konami game. Strider Hiryu. Hiryu.
Yeah.
HRIYU.
Well, it's been around since, I think, like, original...
Yeah, I think it was an
Nintendo.
original Nintendo and arcade game.
Yeah.
I don't have much else to say about that other than you're a badass, like, cyber ninja. It takes place in, like, cyber Moscow, I think,
You're
or
a
something.
Strider.
Yeah, you're a Strider. You have, like, an energy blade, and you run, like, that fucking anime style where your, like, arm is on your back, and then when you attack, you unsheath your weapon and slash, and then you sheath it after you're done hitting, like, the X button.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, though. I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I'm sure I'll probably no more of it. Because, I don't know, it was hard, and it's kind of one of those action games that you really got to get into, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I like action games like that, but I don't know. The other game, however, Doki Doki Universe, is fucking amazing. I recommend this game to anyone. So, do you know anything about this game at all?
Not really.
I don't
no.
think anyone said anything about this when it came out.
Doki Doki is like a heartbeat sound, I think, though, in Japanese.
Yeah. So the idea is Doki Doki Universe. You're a robot.
Uh-huh.
And you have no soul or whatever, or heart or something. So you're trying to gain your, like, humanity.
Oh, I think I did hear somebody talking about this at some point.
Yeah. So you're trying to gain humanity, and you get dropped off on a planet.
Uh-huh.
And then you talk to people or objects. Like there's one of the characters I think it's Balloon-y or like Mr. Balloon or Mrs. Balloon. It's just a balloon, a red balloon, but you talk to it. And the idea is that you need to like raise or lower their like opinion of you or like affection towards you to where like they'll give you presents. And all the presents are like kind of like how Little Big Planet works. They're like stickers that you can place in the world. So you have your home planet, which is just like a vertical or a horizontal like plane that you can just run and it loops, and so that's your planet. And you can like get background items. Like I have a house that is in the shape of the face of a cat that I won from like, I don't know, unlocking a quest. And there's just basically like hundreds, maybe not hundreds, but dozens and dozens of like planets that all have like their own like storyline and quests on them. And like I went to the planet named Tutorial, And they like show you how to do everything, and there's like hidden stuff behind items, so you have to like grab it. You can like shake the controller to do like a rumble mode that knocks things over, and you can find hidden items. But yeah, everyone's got like things. So someone will be like, I want to see this item, and so you have to go like to another person and unlock like, you know, their thing so you can get their item. So it's like basically kind of like a big long, you know, like those quest chains in like Zelda where you have like an item and you need to get it to another person. So there's a lot of that. That's one part of the game.
Okay.
The other part of the game is there's a therapist character.
That sounds incredible.
Yep. You go around to planets answering personality quizzes. So there's little personality quiz people, and this is, I seriously played like 20 quizzes in a row because they're awesome. So they're almost every single quiz is like those like old like Ultima or like Divinity, like you said, Divinity, where it asks you like questions about your character, like,
really?
You know, like which one of these people in this picture are you? And it's like a picture of like a guy pulling plants out of something, and like someone talking to him, and it's like pick which, like the plant or the guy pulling the plants out, or like the person talking to him, or this guy in the background just like dancing. It's like which one of these is you? And like shit like that, or like if so and so, you know, did this, what would you say to that? You know, and answering that, and then it does that. And then it tells you like the traits, your personality traits. And there's, I think, 300 or 400 questions to answer and all. And they're all like well animated, and like they look beautiful because they're like a lot of them are hand drawn, kind of fun pictures. But the thing is that you give the answers, and then you can see what the therapist says about every answer you give, and it explains like, oh, in this one you chose like the more attractive looking thing, which means that you think of yourself as being more popular and less of a loner, and like all this like crazy like psychology like test stuff.
That's
it's
cool.
like really interesting. And like I was like I would just go to the next quiz and like do that and be like, yeah, that is what I was thinking when I picked that thing. It was like, you know, I picked this one because it seemed like it was having the most fun, and so you're carefree, you know what I mean? It's like, oh,
yeah,
you're right. That is awesome. And anyway, and so then it compiles all of your answers across all of the quizzes into like your final personality profile, which seems pretty cool actually. I don't know, that I really like that though, because it's kind of weird and fun. And my you have a mount to fly between planets, and my mount currently is a block of cheese with wings. It's just really like zany, like Japanese,
yeah,
like
that sounds awesome.
Hand-drawn animation stuff. Like, I don't know, it's really fun. It's definitely worth checking out though, because
yeah, totally.
It's free, particularly, and it was $15. And they have DLC, which is unlocks like 4 or 5 planets and like 30 new quizzes, which I want. It's only $5, so I'm definitely gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know. I really like that game though. That was really I was grinning ear to ear when I was doing those quizzes, just like, oh, this is so cool. Like having like your choices explained back to you, and like probably what has to be, I can only assume, some sort of psychology, like significantly like this is what the psychological community uses in these types of personality tests. So I don't know, that's really fun, and I enjoyed it. I think my character, or me as a person, not my character, is rational, which is weird because I think people would say I'm not left-brained, but I kind of am, unfortunately. I'm a scientist. But I'm pragmatic. How about that?
Yeah.
Pragmatic, rational.
I called it in Divinity.
Carefree, like fun-loving, good sense of humor. Wants to be the leader. And that's I can't think of any other ones. Like maybe I guess unique. I guess I don't care what other people think. I guess I think that's always. I don't know. Anyway, I don't conform to social norms. Was the thing. Anyway, that was really fun though, and I guess I'll have to go through the whole thing, and then I'll report back on the podcast my full personality profile as per Doki Doki Universe. Maybe Adam, you can play a bit too and kind of figure out what it thinks about you, because it'll be kind of interesting. Because like, I don't feel like I'm getting like the quizzes are well put. You can tell it's well put together because the quizzes are super obtuse. You know, the questions, it's not like, oh, if I pick this, they're going to think this about me.
Yeah.
It's like, which one of these jokes is the funniest? And it's like, you thought this was the funniest. because it's like the zaniest, which means
Now
you
learn
have
something deep about yourself.
I know, it really is though, because it's just like it's literally like which color is better, and then like not that, but I mean like it's just crazy. It's like, oh, you chose the red one, which is bright, which means that you like to be more forward, you're more outgoing. Like
That's cool.
yeah, it's shit like that. It's like, whoa, I didn't know those meant that, but makes sense. Anyway,
If I can drag myself away, I'll give it a try.
well, it's free, so you should download it.
Yeah, definitely. I already have downloaded it.
Yeah, and you can just try it out for, under an hour, and you'll have completed a ton of quizzes.
That does remind me. Something that I'll say that will save you many tears in Divinity. F5 is your friend.
F5, what's that do?
Quick save.
Ah, this is one
F8
of
is
those
quick load.
games.
It is one of those games, because I will say, do it constantly.
Shit can go south quickly.
Very quickly. And there was one time, and I was like, I lost an hour of progress, and it killed me inside. So...
Is this some permadeath shit?
No. It's not permadeath, but it is reload shit, your last load. And if you don't, there's some autosaving, but very rarely. Like, you'll hardly ever autosave in town, and you can do tons of shit in town. And then you can do something like accidentally click on somebody while holding control and attack them, and then the whole guard is against you, or something like that. It's
so it's easy to fuck yourself up.
It's not too easy, but it's not like one thing. Actually, I think what happens to me a lot is I'll accidentally steal something in front of people, because anything you click on, it'll show like a red hand icon for stealing.
Dude. Yeah, I did that all the time in fucking like Oblivion.
Yeah.
Where you're just like going through like a house and you're clicking and you accidentally click like the fucking
Yes,
base.
exactly.
It's like, you're a thief now. And it's like, no, I just grabbed it. I didn't mean to steal it.
Well, it's like I go into this store and there's a shop owner, and they have all of their items are just fucking out in the open, laying on tables and shit like that.
So,
and they're like walking around. You're trying to like track them, to click on them to talk to them, and you click on something that they walk in front of, and
5-knuckle shuffle.
yeah. It usually the first time you do it, usually if they catch you, they'll just say, "Hey, I'd rather not do that." But it also gives them like a 10 negative attitude towards you, which drives me nuts. And I'm like,
yeah,
no, I didn't do that.
Is 10 a lot of a negative attitude?
I don't even know. I don't even know if it affects anything, but it's. But I don't want them to think badly about me, John. I don't want these digital people to think I'm a criminal. Yes,
Anyway.
exactly.
All right, well, I'll remember that when I get it. It's already mostly downloaded. That's how fast my internet is. It's been like 20 minutes.
Also, Steam just like...
Oh, Steam blazes.
It
on
does.
the internet. I don't know what it is. It's
I don't know.
3 megabits per second or megabytes per second. I don't even know.
I was pulling down like 6 at one point. It was
I've
crazy.
gotten that high before. I'm sure it's doing...
Yeah.
It's maybe that'll help the audio sync issues that I've had. Now that I'm like running a bunch of shit in the background of my computer, so my computer's running slower. So it records slower, hopefully.
Maybe indeed.
I've got World of Warcraft running in the background, too.
Great.
Well, you kicked me out of it because I started playing it when you didn't respond for like 40 minutes.
I responded. I just...
You just were busy with your computer setup.
Yeah. Precisely.
Cool. Well, that's it.
Yeah, for listeners, I am not on the chaise.
Yeah, it's true. Adam is sitting at a table with a mic on the table with no shock mount. So if you hear any bumping, although I haven't heard any, so you're doing a good job.
I am doing a good job.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Yeah. That's it, though. That's literally all I had for video games.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right, so that's video games. Do you watch any movies or anything? I didn't watch Yojimbo. Just getting that out of there.
Yeah.
I've continued to watch Roseanne with Lauren.
Really?
I've bought all the DVDs. God, I love buying DVDs of old TV series because, like, you go on Amazon, it's like $8 a season. It's like I can own the entire series for like $40.
I don't know. It's been really dry as it gets in summer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just watching backlog stuff at this point. Although Roseanne, this is my second time through Roseanne.
Yeah.
God, that show is so good. So good because it's so not. It's like the anti-sitcom, which is why it's good.
Well, recently I watched the second season of Orange is the New Black and House of Cards. I think I already mentioned
Orange is the New
those.
Black's great, though, right? You saying?
It is incredible. Yes,
I'll have to watch
definitely
that.
Watch it. Yeah, definitely.
It's on the list.
I haven't watched any more Korra.
We watched True Detective. You want to talk about True Detective?
Oh, we can talk about True Detective.
Yeah, we watched it together.
Yeah. It is great.
It is great.
It. It's a great show.
I would give it a 5 out of 5 on our scale.
I would too.
I would say I have a lot of interesting things to talk about with this. I would say that I really like the show overall. The show is very safe in the way that it did things. It is just your straight up, here are some man cops with man cop issues. There's one cop's a kind of a loose cannon. The other one tries to go a little bit by the book. But it's executed as perfectly as you can execute it. And there's just this is how I was describing it. I was like, the sense of place in that show is incredible. I mean, it feels like the Deep South.
Yeah.
And it looks, and it's done through a lot of excellent camera work. There's a lot of helicopter shots of just like the bayous and swamps that make it look kind of massive, like a desert almost, like just real, I don't know, it's real well done. And it's, very surprising. It's got quite a big climactic ending, that is really interesting. And characters are all, interesting, if not a little cliched, but like well done. It's like, I don't mind if you follow these tropes as long as you do them very well and they're not like just by the books boring, like they go a little off, off the beaten path a bit, but I mean, like, one of the main characters sleeps around, and it's like that's what happens with every cop show with one of the cops,
right?
But it's done in a bit more of a realistic way where they really play up the terribleness of his home life afterwards, and there's some good shit. It's good. That's it. It's well done, but it's not anything completely unexpected. You know what I mean?
Honestly, maybe a little bit of spoilers here if you haven't seen it, but the biggest kind of letdown for me was they kept like hinting at something beyond the norm, beyond the natural, like kind of a supernatural or some kind of weird type cultish deal.
Yep.
I was a little bit let down on that because I totally thought that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and then the ending's pretty traditional.
It is.
It's just a crazy guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's crazy.
There's a lot of crazy guys, but they find like the one that's killing people.
Right.
Like there's this cult of terrible, not cult, but like just, I don't know what to call it. Just some sort of like demonology, devil worshipping like people. And there's this guy who's like the crazy one that's committing all these murders.
Right.
And it's all wrapped up in, but I mean, it also has a lot of that bullshit cliche too, where it's like the higher ups are trying to cover up, and so they're stopping. It's all very, very what is expected of a cop show, but it's very well done. And obviously people agree because I think it was nominated for 12 Emmys.
Yeah.
Just kind of swept the Emmy categories there.
It's crazy. I don't know. I kept kind of hoping, they kept tugging my H.P. Lovecraft strings a bit. And I was hoping for
They
kind of...
They didn't really get into it, though.
No, I was hoping like this would be... It being an anthology, too, because I knew it was going to be an anthology. I was hoping for maybe like some kind of creepy, like, deadly ending where, they stop this horrible thing and maybe it killed them and then it's off to the next,
no. There's no way that show is going supernatural.
I know. I wouldn't... It's too bad, though.
Just watch Supernatural. You'll be fine.
Have to wait, though.
I know. Anyway,
actually, Constantine also. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks neat.
That looks great. I can't wait.
It's going to be on Fox though, which isn't a good sign, but
Is it?
I don't know. I feel like the cable networks seem to pull off the drama shows way better.
Oh, I didn't think it was going to be on Fox. I thought it was going to be on something else.
It's definitely on one of the main networks.
Yeah, it is. I think it's like CBS though, or something.
Maybe, but I mean, still, CBS is worse. If you want like
I don't know.
Normal, it might be NBC. I don't know, but I think it's Fox. Great. Well, I'm not looking it up.
Yeah, neither am I.
All right,
but it looks good.
You recommend checking out the trailer for that because it does look cool.
I do.
Okay, so another thing that was interesting about True Blood, the writer was asking...
True Detective.
True Blood Detective. I made that mistake so many times when we were talking about the show.
Me
earlier.
too, actually. Yeah.
True Detective. No, the writer Nick Palazzo, I think that's it. I'm gonna call him Nick P, the writer, because I don't know how to pronounce his Italian last name. But they were talking about like how the show doesn't really have a lot of women roles, and like how people on blogs were complaining about that and stuff. And someone had asked him in an interview how that affected his writing the next season. And he said he thinks it might have, but he just doesn't read blogs, which is something that also Stephen King, who does the show Under the Dome, has also said. Don't read blogs. Don't listen to what people say. Don't listen to what critics say about your show. Do what you want to do. And this is something I've always said. Like when I talk about, people in blogs and television critics complaining about content of shows, and it's like, don't fucking listen to these people, because that's when shows suck. What show is good that is done by committee? You know what I mean? The best shows are the shows where there's a singular vision, or a group of writers that all strive towards their artistic idea. You know what I mean? Like stuff done by committee always ends up bland because it's been evened out. You know what I mean? Someone's like, oh, we need more minority roles, so we got to add the fucking token character in. You know what I mean? It's like, if that's not the way you envisioned it in your head, don't write it that way. Because if you're not writing what's true to what you want, then it's never going to sound good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one of the keys in producing anything creatively, is you need to do what you want, not what you think people want. Because that's never going to be good,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I hate that. I mean, like when people on Girls, that first season came out, they said, there's no black people in this show. And it's like, this is written by a girl who is, Jewish girl who grew up in, like, New York and probably didn't have any, and the characters are all based on her life experiences. And it's like,
yeah,
she's not black. Like, she can't, if you're trying to be true to, like, characters that are like you, then it's just, unfortunately, that's just the way that it is. I mean, and she did add a few characters that were black in the later seasons that weren't main characters, but tried to add a little bit to the diversity. But it always feels like, well, you did that because people complained, and I hate that. It's like the thing with Assassin's Creed, when people are like, there's no female assassin. It's like, that's not the way they wrote the game, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you can criticize that, but don't expect them to do what you say. You know, it's like, if you want a female assassin game, go make a female assassin game. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it works. Don't. That's the type of criticism I can't stand.
When people are like the Mass Effect thing.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
Oh yeah. And they fucking caved in on that. Mass Effect 3 ending, people disliked, and so then they're like, oh, fine, let's change the ending, and they had like DLC ending change. Like, what?
I never played it, actually, because I beat it before that happened, but
I just, it's like, whatever. It just,
I don't know. I mean, the ending was disappointing, but I wasn't screaming for somebody to make another one.
I think the best example of this whole situation is, think of the original Star Wars series.
Oh, yeah.
And think of the new ones.
Yeah.
The new ones were done with a giant team of people with a giant budget going through this crazy process, and probably had a lot of people passing it over. They wanted it to appeal to people, whereas the original Star Wars movie was George Lucas's vision. And
actually, I think it's the exact opposite in that case, because I think he had more free reign for the second trilogy.
No, but I think the second trilogy was more informed by what he thought people wanted out of a Star Wars series and less of what he originally did. And to be fair, he didn't write Empire Strikes Back, and he didn't write Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just wrote the first one. And I think that
I also heard that people wouldn't let him do some of his stupider stuff in the first one.
Yeah. Especially that first one was kind of done in a vacuum. And it not just one person, because it doesn't have to be one creator, but it has to be like one group of creative minds going into something, thinking about something. Whereas, like, you look at the Star Wars movies, like the sequels, and they have kids in them because they wanted to appeal to kids. You know, and there was some good stuff. I mean, fucking Qui-Gon Jinn was an awesome character. Liam Neeson playing a Jedi was awesome. You know, there's some good stuff there, but yeah, overall they they had a pod racing segment, and then they had pod racing video games, you know, like coming out. It's just, it didn't feel like it was built to be Star Wars. It felt it was built to be the Star Wars universe continued, you know, like after all the, you know, the years and years post Return of the Jedi of people to get way into Star Wars and them, you know, building off that rather than kind of going from their own original scratch ideas. I don't know, that's what bothers me, I guess. And you are right though, the new series, George Lucas had too much control probably, but
yeah,
you know, maybe that goes against my theory, but you know, it was his choice to make.
I'm kind of anxious to see what the new ones will be like.
And Han shot first, by the way.
Oh fuck yes!
There's no question. I don't know. I don't know why he.
Weren't you the one who argued that it doesn't make a big deal?
Because I always argue with you. No, my argument still kind of is somewhat valid. I will say that it is up to the creator to decide what their characters do.
Fuck them.
But he made a bad decision, and he's going back on the original decision because he's saying they shoot at the same time, and if you watch the old version, Han fucking shoots him first.
Oh,
it is
far.
Not even a question.
No.
So, sorry, George Lucas, you can't go back on what you did. And that actually it proves my point more. He's trying to say Han didn't shoot first because he's like, oh, I don't think that's what Han would do now, and I'm changing my mind about the artistic decision I made a while back. And that's always bad. Don't edit things. Because, you know, Yeah. I just... All right, enough Arnolding out. Don't change. Whatever. So this is my advice to anyone that's doing anything creatively, is don't listen to critics. Don't listen to critics. Come up with what you want in your mind and put it on paper or film or whatever, and put it out there, because then you at least have integrity. You know, maybe people don't agree with your style or your artistic decisions, but you have integrity. And that's what bothers me about, like, when you read movie reviews where they're like, man, they should have done this differently. And it's like, it's not your choice to make. Did they do it effectively? Like, I'm trying to think of a good criticism that says this. Okay, it's like, people are like, oh, and just to harp on the new Star Wars movies some more. But, you know, people would be like, oh, they had, you know, Anakin kill all the younglings and go crazy, and it didn't feel, you know, I wouldn't have had him do that. You know, he should have done this. He should have, you know, gone crazy earlier or had a scene. And it's like, that's not how you criticize. You don't say they should have done this. You say what they chose to do didn't feel earned. It didn't feel like they got across the emotion they were trying to get. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's it. You can say, the artistic decisions they chose did not work for me. You know, I didn't get the correct emotion out of that. I didn't feel like this is where he was supposed to be. So that's why. You don't say they should have done this, or, you know, this is how I'm supposed to feel. You should say, I know what they were trying to do and it didn't work. That's the way you criticize things. That's my advice for critics. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I agree with that.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
No.
Criticizing about...
There's definitely things you can say people should have done.
I don't know. We can boil it all the way back down to like, paintings. Like, oh, Picasso should have put that line over to the left a little further. You know, that's the kind of thing you're talking about. I mean, we're talking about process here.
No, I'm not, because there are just... Not everything is necessarily artistic. There are definitely structures that need to be followed, like causal ones.
Well, no, that's completely. You're completely right. I mean, you're totally have free reign to criticize the execution. Like, if the camera shots are terrible, you can criticize, like, this is not well done artistically. Like, you know, if a painting is half finished or, you know, just is badly done, You know what I mean? Then
Well, even using the example that you're talking about, I mean, I do think they should have shown him going a longer span of him like switching sides, because he does it in a coin flip.
yeah.
That is
Okay. I mean, I get what you're saying, but you have to frame it correctly. You can't frame it.
why? Why do I have to frame it correctly?
Well, okay, calm down. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that you're right in saying that you can criticize that you felt that went poorly, but you have to say the emotion wasn't earned or something. I don't know.
I don't. I can say whatever I want about it.
Okay,
I'm a critic.
you're free, but then I'll think you wrote poorly.
Well, that's fine.
So, I mean, I don't know.
You're criticizing my criticism then, which makes you the critic.
You're right. I'm imploding now. You've completely blown me away. No, but I don't know. That's it. It just bothers me when people, write as
I know you
write
mean,
criticism as an amateur movie maker. It's like
I do
it's like
think there's
armchair
differences.
quarterback in football. It's like going the next day and be like, oh, I would have done it differently. And it's like
Everybody does that.
Well, I know, but that shouldn't be the way you look at it. You know what I mean? You should.
I don't know.
And like everything, this isn't black and white. You can do a little bit of both. But I dislike it when reviews don't, or when people think about things uncritically.
I know what you mean. I think there's a difference between subjective stuff and objective stuff. It's even I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like purely artistic stuff, sure. I mean that's.
I guess you can't criticize like, I can't believe they made Anakin go evil. That was the artistic choice they made.
Right.
You can criticize that they didn't make it effectively.
Right.
That they just didn't do it right. Like that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. Is you can't criticize artistic choices. You can criticize them doing those artistic choices that they've made poorly.
Yeah.
Like
I see what you mean.
like you executed incorrectly on this.
Right. At a certain point, you're like, that's the way things happen in the movie. If you don't like that, then you don't like the movie. That's the way it is.
That's true. And you could just say that. Like, if you don't think this is
Yeah.
going to be good, you're not going to like it. So,
Yep.
yeah, that's important. But you could talk for hours and hours about proper ways to criticize things.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but that's my thought. I don't know. It always bugs me when like, especially the world we live in now with the social medias and the tweeters and the iPads,
Oh
people
my God.
talking. No, but like you kind of have the
Here comes old man John again.
It is, but I mean, I have a valid point, and and that is, I'm not saying that stuff's bad. I'm just saying that leads a lot more to the reactionary criticism that happens, where someone like, it's something in sports they call this. It's called a hot take. It's when you're like fucking amped up about hearing about something. It's like LeBron left Cleveland. You go to your fucking blog and you write a scathing article like 2 minutes after you heard about it, and you post it. It's like, did you think about this before you wrote it? You just wrote your emotion, and that kind of happens a lot with everyone being connected and the ability for everyone to write a blog and for everyone to send a tweet out. You know what I mean? That's kind of it.
Yeah.
And those are always terrible. Hot sports takes are terrible.
Sports takes in general are terrible.
Well,
So, I agree.
Okay, there we go. Adam hates sports. Adam's watched a lot of World Cup this week, I know.
I've watched none.
Way into the soccer.
Ugh, gross.
Football, it is known
Football.
as. I would like to mention that Germany's name in like Spanish is amazing. It's Alemania.
Oh, yeah.
Ale mania. It's like beer crazy.
Yeah.
Is their fucking name in Spanish, but it's kind of true. It's the land of beer. It's where beer was king. So,
I don't think it comes from that.
no, I don't think so either. But it just works out that way.
Because beer is cerveza.
Yeah, I know. Anyway,
Cerveza.
it's a fun word to say.
It is.
Okay, so that's my rant for now.
Oh, wait. I remember you making a tweet after we watched True Detective. You were ending up in Carcosa. Like, True Detective was your life.
Ah, well, that's a good topic because I have another ranty topic.
Yeah.
Let's go to the crazy shit that went down in my life this week.
Yeah.
So driving back home from Hams, get home around 6:30. I'm gonna have to get something up on the internet about this because I want to read a news article. Something newsworthy happened across the parking lot from my apartment in the same apartment complex, different building. So I posted about this on the social networks. All right, so I come home, driving home, long car trip, got a lot of stuff to unpack. I'm like, this is what I always worry about. It's like, am I going to have a parking spot close to my door? Am I have to fucking cart all this shit, like, all the way from the far end of the parking lot? Make the corner to pull into my driveway, and there's, like, 6 cop cars just in the fucking road. All their lights are off, but, like, 6 cop cars parked. I'm like, is this a raid? Is this INS coming in?
Yeah.
No. So I see, and then there's a cop like standing outside, like next to a car, looking to like monitor traffic and whatnot. He's like posted outside, and I'm like, God damn. So I park, a ways away, pull my shit in. I'm like looking. There's an NBC 15 local news affiliate van is out, and some guy's out setting up a camera. And I'm like, oh boy, something went down. And so I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I got in, forgot about it. I just was on the computer for a while playing games, relaxing after my long drive, because I was like, I couldn't find anything on the news right away. And then I see a tweet from the NBC 15, and they were like, a stabbing incident. Middleton apartment complex. Originally they said a hatchet stabbing, which I didn't understand. I don't know how you can stab someone with a hatchet. I think it's more of a axing motion. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so this is crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, my apartment complex is already shitty enough. I need to have goddamn fucking hatchet-wielding crazy people busting into apartments and attacking people. I don't fucking know, dude. This fucking place, I swear to you, is going down the gutters. Like, seriously. Like, it is just... I re-signed my lease, too, like 2 weeks before now, this. So, this is good. All right. So, but it said police say the public is in no danger. So, either they had the guy or they knew the guy, and it was a domestic incident that, wasn't like some crazy person.
Yeah.
All right, so let's read the news report. Middleton police have arrested a Stoughton man they say beat up several men and threatened them with a machete. It was a machete.
Wait, this isn't the first machete thing we've had in our area.
That's correct. There was a crazy person out on the Pheasant Branch Conservatory Trail with a machete who threatened and I think stabbed or sliced at a biker.
Yeah.
But that person was like a person who is now in a mental hospital. This was a person who officers were called to the 6300 block of blank blank where I live around 5:45 p.m. Sunday. So just 45 minutes before I rolled in.
Nice.
After a man forcibly entered his girlfriend's apartment. So here we go. The man, identified by police as blank blank, 27, so younger than me, of Stoughton, allegedly battered several males who were there. Police say one lost consciousness, so he's beating people up, dude. This guy can throw down. There's multiple people were beaten up by him. All right, and so details weren't forthcoming outside of that, and I was like, where did he get the machete then? Was the machete in the apartment? Did he bring it with him? Because he said he obtained the machete. He didn't have it originally when he jumped in, so I was like, what the fuck is this? So I was like, they have just a fucking machete sitting around their apartment? But this is a detail that came out recently that I heard. He returned to his car, got a machete, and went back into the apartment. So he beat a bunch of people up, ran out, has his car machete. You should always have a machete in your car.
Oh, totally.
Got your car machete. He comes in, and he threatens people, but officers were able to arrest him, so he was arrested at the scene before anyone was hurt. There were also ambulances that had pulled up, but I don't think anyone was substantially hurt, just beaten up. Green is now in the jail. None of the men have had life-threatening injuries. So we can only assume this was a jealous boyfriend or some sort of incident. But that happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'd like to mention that a Northern Illinois University commenter, top commenter on this WKOW story, says, more liberal Negro crime as usual.
Oh, God.
Just get right in there. Let's get those comments going.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
That's horrible.
And then the next comment is someone posting a Facebook post that I can only assume it's amazing what a Facebook tells about someone. Tons of street fight knockout punches. This must be a link to this person's Facebook. It totally is. Holy shit. I'm on the accused Facebook page. They have 2 children, apparently. Oh, these children are growing up well. But somebody said, yeah, his Facebook is full of people fighting each other on streets and doing smoke tricks.
Oh.
There's a person who... This is amazing. He's just posting videos and like 1-word comments. There's like a folding chair that somebody made, like a neat like project, and he wrote dope. There's a bunch of women that are wearing like super tight butt pants, and he wrote best sport ever next to it. Oh, this is great. Here's a bunch of people fighting in some sort of like parking lot he's got posted. God damn, dude. This is just great. Oh, he seems like a nice guy. There's pictures of him posing with his kids. Man, what happened? Jesus. It's just a bunch of posts of fights. This is amazing. Facebook, man. He doesn't have his Facebook profile locked down. Anyone can look at this Facebook profile.
Nice.
Apparently there's something. What's a dab? D-A-B? Anything? I'm looking it up.
No, I don't know.
I heart dabs. This is a weed smoking thing. Oh, good. What the fuck are dabs? All right, Adam, what's a dab? Find out.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. What are dabs, Adam? What are my neighbors posting on their Facebook? You know, people with like kids posting on their Facebook.
What?
The dab phenomenon has taken over the western United States and is moving eastward at a rapid pace. This is from theweedblog.com. If you live on the west coast of Colorado, chances are you've taken dab hits with friends in recent years. If you smoke weed. If you haven't, you really need to get out more. Whenever I talk about dabs on social media or with my family that live off the West Coast, people often ask me, what are dabs? The super generic word we used for some sort of weed thing. I don't know if there's an official definition yet. Of course. This is Johnny Green posting at, this is a bit suspect. Does this guy really smoke weed? Because he posted this at 6:36 a.m. on January.
Obviously he's up from the night before.
Hopefully, but I don't know. I mean, whatever. Anyway, to oversimplify things, there are very, very various forms of high-grade hash, usually made with the process involving butane. Urban Dictionary defines it as butane hash oil, a medical marijuana product extracted from the plant and concentrated to a smokable oil. Also an adjective to describe the mind state of those who smoke BHO or dabs. So it's some sort of like, there's like hash is kind of, you know what hash looks like, right?
Yeah.
You watch Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, Trailer Park Boys.
It's kind of like a brown, kind of like, I don't know.
Asphalt.
Well, more darker, more brown usually
than black.
Than black. But yeah, it's like kind of like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's like kind of like a mealy, like you know, like bread dough, kind of like that texture, but a little bit. I don't know how to describe it, I guess. But that's what that is. And this oil is basically like, looks like meth, basically. It's like crystallized liquid that isn't like shards, basically. So it's just basically the potent.
Crystallized hash oil.
Yeah, it's basically like if there was meth before crystal meth, this is like crystal weed basically. That's so awesome. So that's going on next door with 2 small children in the house. Sweet. This is the world we live in.
Well, that was his girlfriend's house, so.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore. His girlfriend that he has 2 children with. Or maybe he has 2 children and then he also has a girlfriend. But whatever the situation.
Apparently he wasn't living there because.
Well, regardless of the situation, those 2 children's dad is now in jail. So, whatever. This is terrible. This is where I live. I live in the Trailer Park Boys apartment. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee you, I can imagine a Trailer Park Boys scene where Ricky argues with someone in a trailer, runs out to his car, and gets a hilarious-looking machete to, like, wave at people. That's happened on an episode, I'm sure. I just don't remember it. That's where I live. This is... How do they screen people for my apartment complex? Like...
They don't.
They just except for that they almost didn't let Lance live there anymore.
I know.
Which is crazy.
And me, by extension.
Yeah, well. And you, because of the garbage room that you lived in.
I don't think that ever.
Oh, shit. Did we ever talk
came to
about
anything.
that? Yeah, I think we did.
Oh, multiple times. Yeah, plenty.
Yeah, Adam and Lance were almost expelled due to the dirty nature of their apartment.
We're nowhere close to almost expelled.
I know. They just threatened it because I think they picked a fight with Lance. So
yeah,
they wanted to argue with Lance. Because Lance, you know Lance. People know Lance. They'll listen to this show. Doesn't back down from an argument.
No.
He never says, I should probably stop talking. That doesn't. There's no filter like that in Lance's mind. He just continues to say what he thinks, which clashes with some people. Anyway, so that's thing number 1 that happened in my apartment. Thing number 2, I return home to signs on the walls that say, do not enter the basement. With a big do not enter sign. It says, basement closed until such and such date. You can go to this building that's unlocked to use the laundry. Because the laundry room there is unlocked because it's on the first floor. And so it's like, okay, well, I was going to do some laundry, but I guess I won't. Yeah, building closed. Basement closed. Do not enter. Signs everywhere. Which leads me to believe is what the fuck's going on in the basement?
Somebody got murdered.
Why can't I
there.
go down there?
It's been a murder.
What is going on with my apartment? It's just like turned into fucking garbage land all of a sudden. So, in the basement, I can only assume what is happening is that there's a ton of fucking standing water in that basement. This has been there for a long time. So I can only assume they're going to try and get rid of the water situation. But why does it say do not enter? I can only assume it is unsafe to be in the basement. But I feel like if that was the case, they would have to tell us, right? They have to say it's unsafe rather than just do not enter the basement.
Generally, I think that's the case.
I mean, they'd have to, right?
Probably.
Is there like fucking dangerous mold spores down there or something? I don't know. They didn't say. They just said do not enter. I entered the basement, though.
In case you're curious.
Nope, I had to. We'll get to that. So, this is what happened on Friday night when I was relaxing. Oh, God. This fucking place, dude. So, I don't know what the fuck's going on down there the whole week, and I'm just like, whatever. I saw standing water down there. I saw algae growing in this water. It looked shitty and gross. I don't know. Get home Friday after work. Loud as fuck. There is some sort of pump running in the basement. All right, okay, they're pumping out the basement. They're getting all the water out or whatever the fuck they're doing down there. They're working on it. Loud as fuck this pump is, though. Holy shit. So I was like, well, this is great. It's extremely loud in my apartment at 5 o'clock on a Friday night. Like, this is fun. And fucking... They said our apartments aren't connected to the basement. The air from the basement doesn't get into our apartment. It fucking does. And you've lived here. Because you can hear people yelling in the basement. Or like when they do a Zumba class in the basement. Or when like children run around down there. You can fucking hear it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. the fucking vents on the floor are attached to the basement. So whatever noxious fucking mold spores or shit can get up there, you know, I'm getting it in here. So, I know, I'm talking forever because this is crazy. So, they get this pumping done. Lauren and I went out to a bar and we got dinner somewhere else. Went out to the bar because one of my coworkers was having a birthday, so I went out and had a few drinks. Stopped at Gino's Italian Deli, got myself a hot Italian beef sandwich, dipped in au jus, fucking delicious for dinner. Get home, hear an alarm going off, a beeping emanating from the basement. Beep, 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 4 beeps in succession. And, of course, I can hear it clear as day in my apartment because my apartment's fucking vents are connected to the basement.
Yeah.
Like they said they weren't. Because I specifically was worried about mosquitoes because of all the standing water in the basement. I was worried about swarms of mosquitoes entering my apartment last year because I swear I saw some down there. Anyway. I'm dying. I'm talking so much here, but it's fucking crazy, man. You lived here. Was it this bad?
No. I don't remember it being that bad, actually.
There's super loud children screaming all the time outside?
I do remember that.
That's still happening.
That's still happening.
Yeah, I don't know what game children are playing, but there's like a little girl that literally screams at the top of her lungs outside. It's like, what game is this? Did children scream like that? I don't remember that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember like maybe loud yelling and squawking, but not like ear-piercing screams.
Kids, yeah.
It's like it's like a fucking Left 4 Dead witch out there.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Anyway, all right, but so alarms going off in the basement. We are not allowed to enter the basement. You see the catch-22 of the possibly dangerous situation of which a carbon monoxide alarm, which I can tell because that's what they sound like. Those who you don't know, 4 beeps is a carbon monoxide detector. And I'm like, great. Carbon monoxide detector going off in the basement. We're all going to die. This is great. So I go down there because I just need to confirm. And I go in there. Floor looks a lot cleaner. They clearly sucked up all the water with some sort of pump or something. I don't know. There's some fucking moldy drywall in a pile, so they're clearly working on doing something. I don't know. Go into the fucking laundry area. Carbon monoxide alarm going off. All right, this is good. Carbon monoxide in the basement. And those of you who don't know what carbon monoxide is, it's bad.
It's deadly. It's tasteless, odorless, clear, deadly gas.
Doesn't kill you.
Can.
It can. It takes a long time to kill you. Hours of exposure. But since it's odorless, colorless, nothing, you just slowly die of it.
Yeah.
So our alarm's going
often hallucinating beforehand.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, passing out, headaches, all the things. So I'm worried because I'm like, great. So I call the after hours maintenance person. I'm like, hey, carbon monoxide alarm's going off in our basement, and I can't go in there. So I don't know what's going on. And so the guy, is like, I'll go check it out. He comes. I can hear him in there. He takes like 20 minutes to get there because he apparently works for 4 or 5 different properties. So great. We don't even have our own maintenance guy on call on the weekends. It's someone else. So he doesn't have a key to get down to the basement. So I let him borrow my key to get in the basement. I follow him into the basement. He's like, yeah, that's the alarm. Shuts the alarm off, of course, because it'll go off again if it's still, bad or if there was just a little poof. But that's not how carbon monoxide detectors work. Because Friday evening was John looking up carbon monoxide detectors and all sorts of stuff because whatever, might as well. Alarm, only goes off after they only go off for dangerous levels. So it's not like a little bit is going to set it off. And it only goes off if dangerous levels are found like 3 or 4, checks in a row. So a little poof isn't going to make it go off. You have to really have a large concentration to make them go off, over 100 parts per million. And this one didn't have a display, so I couldn't see, what the parts per million was at. But So he does that, and there's another one in a locked maintenance closet, which he doesn't have the key for. So he has to go drive somewhere and get a key, come back, shuts him off. I don't hear any beeping for a while. I go down there to check it out. He has some sort of fan running in that room that it was going off of to hopefully disperse the air, to which I can only assume...
Is blowing it right away from the monitor.
No, not that.
Oh.
It was blowing towards the monitor, but it was trying to clear the room out. It looked like some sort of specialized fan. It said like ozone on it, so I don't know what it was. Some sort of air circulating device or something. Maybe a trapper. I don't know. But I can only assume the fucking idiots ran a goddamn gas pump in the basement, unventilated basement, running goddamn fucking exhaust in the basement, filling our basement with carbon monoxide fumes, leaching up into the air in the other apartments, basically slowly poisoning everyone in the building. How fucking dumb is that shit? If you are using a pump, you need to run the pump outside of the building, or you need to run it next to an open window. It fucking infuriated me. I was like, really? This has to have been what happened, because it went away. Of course, at 9 o'clock, the alarms went off again, and I called the person again. And he came, and at which point I left and drove to Walmart to buy a carbon monoxide detector. Because I was like, I don't care. Maybe this guy's fucking pulling the batteries. I don't know. I bought one for my room because I want to be safe. Because I don't want to fucking die in my sleep tonight. Because the fucking unventilated basement monoxide fumes, which is not heavier than air. It is the same weight as air. So it mixes with air. So this is a very dangerous. It's not like, carbon dioxide or not carbon dioxide, but other gases that, will hang low or high in a house. Fucking Christ. So I buy a carbon monoxide detector, bring it home, turn it on. I bought one with the digital readout because I think that's badass to have a fucking digital readout of what the parts per million is. I read it. I turn it on, set it in, does its initial reading. 36 parts per million. You know what a normal level is?
Like 10?
0.
0?
Or 0.5. There should be none. Because carbon monoxide is very, so I looked up like carbon monoxide safe levels. Let's see here. So let's see what the U.S. statements are for carbon monoxide. I gotta find a website that has it. Here we go. The EPA. Here we go. Average homes with gas stoves vary from 0.5 to 5 parts per million. Levels near properly adjusted gas stoves are often 5 to 15. Those near poorly adjusted stoves are about 30 parts per million or higher. All right? Exposure limits. This is the OSHA guideline. OSHA guidelines permissible exposure limit for carbon monoxide, 50 parts per million. So we're getting close to a bad parts per million exposure level. All right? Now the NIOSH, which is the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, established a recommended exposure limit of 35 parts per million, which is based on the risk of cardiovascular effects. And the American Conference of Governmental and Industrial Hygienists assigned a carbon monoxide a threshold limit of 25 parts per million for an 8-hour workday as safe. So there was a not deadly, but definitely unhealthy amount of carbon monoxide in my apartment.
Yeah.
Which, fine. We live in a place where that can happen, right? Whatever. Things happen, things go. But they did this. This wasn't like a thing broke and this happened. It's that they literally poisoned the air in our apartment building. Like, literally poisoned the air by doing what they were doing. Because I looked up algae and shit, and I was like, can that put off carbon monoxide? No. Fossil fuel burning is what puts out carbon dioxide. There's some that do carbon dioxide, some algae, blue-green algae specifically. But for the most part, fossil fuel burning or gas burning is what caused it. So I can only assume they were running a non-electric gas pump in the basement with exhaust, which is awesome. That's it. So my apartment building was poisoned by a unseeable deadly gas. So I went to bed, woke up, reading on my readout is 0 now. So whatever it was, it dissipated. But Jesus fucking Christ. I'm being poisoned in my apartment. I know it's probably not deadly, but it certainly wasn't healthy. You know what I mean? It was more than I should have gotten. You know, which leads me to just be like, what the fuck, man? I don't know. This place. Don't live here. I'm of the opinion. I think that there are great people that work at this place, and all of the front office people are really great, and they do a pretty good job, and the place is cheap, but they don't have... I honestly don't think that whatever budget they're running with for keeping these places maintained, bare minimum. Like, they don't try. Or maybe if they do try, they don't have the funds to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To do things properly, which is just bad. It's unacceptable. I live here. You know what I mean? I can't move out. I live here. Ugh, God. That was fucking mind-blowing to me. I don't know what to say.
Crazy.
I don't know. I feel like I want to talk to the office about it.
Yeah.
Be like, can we please not run, exhaust in the basement, which is venting up into my apartment? Yeah. So yeah. So I'm sure I was breathing in the equivalent of sitting in a closed garage with a car running for about 5 minutes. Yeah, that's safe. That's good. Good for me. You know?
Yep.
Good for everyone. Especially more dangerous for small children or cats that I have, which have smaller lungs. It's great. It's good. It's fucking good. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my fucking... I had toilet geddon. This is fucking poison gas geddon.
Gas-a-geddon.
This is poison gas apartment.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's bad.
That's over the line for me.
Yeah,
like
that's...
I don't care. Okay, water heater broke, gas line or some fucking... Like, I don't know what, if the water heater's gas, water heater broke, whatever. That can happen. But running a pump, which was extremely loud, and I can only assume was gasoline powered, because I didn't see it, but it was loud. And then all of our carbon monoxide detectors going off, hours later, really was like, this is a good place to be.
Well, I just like how the response was just turn off the alarm.
Oh, they didn't do that. Well, you turn off the alarm and see if it goes off again, because they'll take another reading.
Yeah.
And, it didn't for a couple hours, and then it did again at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
At which point I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go buy an alarm. And then I called them and I left, and when I came back, it was all not beeping anymore. So, and my alarm, because I just wanted to know, am I safe? I looked at my alarm, I'm safe.
Yeah.
Because it won't go off until it's dangerous, which is...
Well, I like how you were the only person who bothered to call.
I know. He was like, fucking people that live here. It's been going off. I was gone and came back and it was on. So it probably had been going off for a while. Fucking people here just be like, this beeping coming from the basement, probably okay. Seems legit. Ugh. I'm yelling too much. I'm going to lose my voice. But it's, yeah, exactly. He said, I was like, thanks for calling. I'm surprised nobody called sooner. I was like, yeah, me too. People just, whatever. Alarm's going off. It's fine. Fucking crazy, man. Fucking crazy. Or maybe their apartments don't have a direct line to the basement like mine does.
Maybe. Or maybe you now live in a crypt.
Yeah, maybe everyone else is dead because I was gone during the most deadly part of the gas wave.
Yeah.
Cool. If it was going to go off a third time, I was going to just call the fire department. Because I was like, fuck it. Fuck these guys. I'm being courteous by calling the, people that work here first. Because, it just went off. It's not like it's been going off for a while. But what are you supposed to do, Adam, when a carbon monoxide alarm goes off?
I imagine call the fire department or somebody, gas people, something.
No. First thing, leave.
Well, yeah, obviously. I meant other than the obvious.
First thing, open all the windows, leave and call, or call and leave.
Yeah.
Either or. But you're supposed to get out of there because it could be dangerous. If it isn't dangerous, fire department will come there and be like, it's fine. But much better than sitting around getting poisoned.
Well, yeah, definitely.
So yeah, and so I was like, I was gonna be. The time it went off at 9:00, I was like, because I didn't want to call the fucking fire department because I didn't want to deal with the hassle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I could have, because there was an alarm going off in our locked basement, which leads to a serious safety issue, which led me to also, are we all just going to die? Because no one's going to call this in.
Yeah.
And the alarm is in a locked basement in which we can't enter.
Yeah.
Because our apartments don't have carbon monoxide detectors in them. They just have smoke detectors. So I went ahead and bought a $25 fucking carbon monoxide detector. Is that too much to purchase for every apartment? I guess. I feel like that's something you should have, especially if there's one in the basement that, A, you don't tell people is there, and B, I had to look up to see if that was the alarm that was going off, and I was indeed a carbon monoxide alarm. Because it went off at like 3 a.m. once, too. Like a couple months back, and I left and literally woke up and exited the building because I was like, carbon monoxide detector's going off. We need to get out of here. Of course, no one else leaves the building.
Yeah.
It's like, because people on the top floors, would they know, or are they just fucked?
They probably can't even hear it.
I know. Oh, God. This fucking place, man. Carbon monoxide. So, the reason why they got smoke detectors is so that you leave if there's a fire, but if there's carbon monoxide gas poisoning you, you're fucking fine to be dead. It's cool.
Yeah.
You know, you have to provide your own safety there. Although they did recently give everyone in the apartment complex a fire extinguisher for the kitchen. Yeah. They installed a fire extinguisher, which was nice.
Well, you know why
good.
You know why they did that, not the
because there's a law, probably.
Well, I was going to say,
requiring
and
them to do
also if you catch the fire quicker, that saves their building.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we don't give a fuck about the people that live in there.
No.
We just don't want property damage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The kitchen catches on fire, you put it out.
Well, which is why they make us all pay for insurance now.
Yeah.
Renter's insurance. Because they want it covered by insurance if the place goes up in flames.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Our own insurance. So, if it goes up in flames because one of us accidentally set a fire, they can bill us now that our insurance is paying for.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. This fucking place, man. I can't live here anymore. This is the last year. It's so cheap, but I can't. I can't deal with it. It's so fucking... You know this apartment's huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking almost 1,000 square feet for under $900 a month. But I'd rather pay $50 more a month to $100 more a month just for peace of mind. Just to live in a nice place. That I don't have to worry about fucking machete, hash-smoking boyfriends breaking into apartments next to me, or children screaming and slamming against the wall like they do next door. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. I'm done.
Maybe you can find a cool house to rent.
Maybe, but probably not in Madison.
Probably
not
not.
for the price I'm looking for.
No.
Ugh, I don't want to move, though. Moving's the worst.
Moving is the worst.
You don't even have nearly half the shit I have.
I bet I do.
I filled up a 2-bedroom apartment.
Mine's pretty full too. You don't notice
that's
the
true.
boxes
It is
in my
fully-
living room and on my porch.
That's your own fault, though. You have a bunch of empty boxes.
They're not empty.
Some of them are.
Some of them are, but most of them are not.
Oh, so that's my rant.
Yep.
Anything else, Adam?
I think that pretty much covers it.
I think so, too.
It's a horrible thing to end on, but
I know.
think
I
that
have
covers
another
it.
thing I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't want to rant anymore.
Yeah. I think we ranted
You know
out.
You know what it's about, right?
No, not off the top of my head.
This is Kickstarter.
Oh my god.
I don't got energy. I drank a coffee before this just so I'd be awake. This is a potato salad Kickstarter.
Oh yeah.
This is the bane of my existence.
Okay, let's not.
It's the thorn in my side.
Let's not rant about it.
What the fuck? Potato salad Kickstarter.
We don't have time to give it justice.
This is what Kickstarter is wrong. What is wrong with Kickstarter is this thing. It is dumb, and people are just like, just ignore it. You don't have to get mad. But people have donated $40,000 to this guy to make potato salad. It's literally, it's been on. This is shit. He was on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, it's just a fucking stunt.
I wish it was
And
my
people-
idea.
It's fucking crazy. It's like people. It's literally a publicity stunt, and people are fucking paying for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't wait for it to be like, sponsored by Nabisco or some shit going on, just pulling off the fucking, reins. It's like,
No,
this
I
is
think it's
actually
just some guy.
I think it is too. To give the guy some credit, the Kickstarter is very funny.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious because it's very tongue-in-cheek. Because I think he has one thing that was like, the fucking like, there's some really funny shit on it. Like was it the risks and challenges? It's like, don't know, haven't ever made potato salad before.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just really funny and well written. And, so props to the guy for that. And people are like, well, maybe people are just donating $1 because they like the joke. And it's like, well, I like the joke too. And I laughed. And there it was. Like, I'm not going to pay him $1, for making a joke Kickstarter. Ugh. But, and I went on a crazy rant on a forums about this, where I said, people, if you want to spend $5, read this, laugh at the joke, and donate your money to charity. And I listed, like, Charity Water. I listed Doctors Without Borders. These are people that would much rather appreciate your $5 than a joke to make some potato salad.
Yeah.
But, to this guy's credit, he's being a classy individual. He said he's not taking any money out of pocket. Like, he's not pocketing any of the money, he said. He said he's going to do the online streaming event thing that he had escalated to, and any money left over will be given to hunger charities.
There you go.
So there it is. It solved itself. He's a human being.
See? There you go.
And was like, because if I ran that as a joke and it blew up, I wouldn't have taken any money either, because you would be the biggest asshole in the
I
world.
would. That'd be an asshole.
Yeah, you would, until you start getting interview requests and people from media outlets calling and emailing you, asking you about it.
That's why you just say no.
And then all of the fucking people would revoke their donations.
You can't do that.
You can, actually.
No. Not after it's over.
Anyway. No, but it's not over for another. So if you, before that, are like, no, I'm not donating it after someone asks you that.
I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't answer that question.
Then they would know that you're not going to.
That's up to him.
So people would just pull their money.
That's fine.
Anyway.
That's the whole point. I mean...
it just bothers me because it's like, ugh, Kickstarter. It's just, and I was like, this is like the best part is that people are enjoying it, and they're like, oh, isn't Kickstarter great? And it's like, this is totally making fun of the way Kickstarter works and how dumb Kickstarter projects can get with viral fucking success like that. It's like, there are people that probably have blood, sweat, and tears in artistic, local, artistic products. Like, we want to make a movie, because I have had this lifelong dream to put this fucking script that I wrote into film. I'm asking for $1,000, and those people can't get any money.
Yeah, because they don't know how to ask for money.
I know, and that's the dumbest part about it. It's like, it's not whether or not what you're doing is good. It's whether or not you can sell it correctly.
Yeah,
and that's dumb. And that is just the problem.
John, if you haven't learned it by now, life is about playing the player, not the game.
Yeah, that's true. You're right, Adam. Well said. Eagle-eyes ham with the wisdom at the end. But yeah, and it just bothers me because they'll be like Kickstarters that have like, we're making a video game and we're all having fun and it's going to be a product, and they're like, we can't get any money. But this guy made a joke and he got $40,000 that we couldn't get.
You know why? Because people who want to make their projects just whine a bunch about it. It's true.
Do you know what the ultimate thing will be, though? Is that this fucking Kickstarter will be like, oh shit, I couldn't get the mayonnaise. This has been delayed 3 more weeks.
That would be great.
Oh God, I hope he does. I honestly think this guy is doing a meta ripping on Kickstarter joke. From the way that it's worded, it's all tongue in cheek, and
Yeah.
so I feel like he was expecting this to happen. And it was a joke. And then I also said, "This is secretly the Frog Fractions 2.
Ugh.
This is the beginning of Frog Fractions 2." Because he said when that Frog Fractions 2 Kickstarter ended, which is one of the 3 Kickstarters I think I've backed, which goes against my opinion, but he was not going to make his goal, so I wanted to donate, and I really loved the first game, which was free, so I was like, I'll donate because I like the first game. Here's some money. So I'm paying for the first game. So I think I donated $10. And he said that Kickstarter, the game begins as soon as the Kickstarter ends. So who knows? It's going to be because that first game was zany and crazy. Who knows? Was this the second Kickstarter? Is this the game? Is that potato salad live stream going to have frog fractions in it? What's going on, Adam? Get hyped.
I don't think it's that deep.
I wish it was, though. If it was, everyone's mind would be blown.
That's true.
It's not the same guy, though. It's a different guy.
Yeah.
Zach Danger Brown, stealing my name. John Dangerow. I did it first.
Are you sure?
Definitely. Well, I don't know.
Maybe he's like 35.
I changed my name on Facebook to John Dangerow in 2004. So I've had John Dangerow for 10 years.
Maybe he's that longer. Maybe Danger actually is his middle name.
Maybe. But Danger's been my middle name since 2010. Or
Not
24.
legally.
No, but 2004. On the internet.
You should legally
John
change it.
No. It's because my middle name is my dad's name. And that'd be a big fuck you.
Well,
to my
you've
dad.
got 2 middle names. You should change, like, get rid of the fucking Saint's name or whatever.
You got a confirmation name?
Yeah, that's bullshit anyway.
I'm Jonathan Thomas Dangerow
Exactly.
instead of Patrick,
Yeah.
who I chose as my saint.
Yeah, fuck Saints. Add Danger.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Born in the 80s. Adam with fuck saints to end the podcast. All right, so you can check us out on bornintheeighties.net. Send us letters. You got questions, comments, thoughts about Yojimbo, because I'm sure you've watched it by now, because we've given you enough time.
Everybody has on the planet but John.
Yeah, that's apparently the way it is. So look forward to that in the future, maybe next week. We'll see. See how John feels. Oh, wait, I'm going to be out of town.
What?
Fuck.
Where are you going to be?
Bachelor party.
Oh.
Bachelor party.
For who?
John Peterson.
Oh.
Friend of the show. Getting married. Yep.
He, like, dropped off the map since...
Yep.
I haven't heard from him forever.
Yep. He's getting married.
Okay.
He's a pharmacist.
Yeah.
He's got a kid now.
What?
Not his.
Oh.
Girl he's marrying's got a kid.
I see.
Anyway, so that's it. We'll catch you next week. And that is all in the podcast. So, great. All that fucking me answering like legitimate social questions to Adam. Oh, fuck.
Oh.
We are the worst.
We are the worst.
All right.
Mostly you.
All right, I think I'm ready. All right. Here we go. Ready to count up? Do you want me to start? Well, you said you were ready.
Now I'm recording.
All right. Adam's recording. He's ready to go. He's gonna be a man on the plan with the ham, and he's the ham with the plan. Adam.
And with a plan.
Oh, I went high, you went low.
Yeah.
You take the low road. I take the high road. One of us gets to England.
Is there a road to England?
Not from Ireland. It's underwater.
Hey-o.
That road. I'm pretty sure they're separated by a strait of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called,
of
though. The Straits of Magellan.
Magellan? A clearly, like, Spanish or Italian name?
I don't know, man. Fucking Magellan. It's Jellin. Like Magellan.
Ooh.
All right, I'm done. Sorry.
That sounds totally haunting to me because it's like louder and echoier.
Oh. I'm like the fucking Halo people.
The Forerunners?
No, the well, are the Halo Forerunners the people singing the Halo theme?
I don't know.
Oh, we came before all of you. That's the lyrics, actually.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the translates to All right, sorry, we gotta go back. All right, ready? You've been listening to Born in the 80s, part of the Little Podcast Network. Find more great podcasts at littlepodcast.com. Count down.
Okay.
I'll start.
Okay.
10.
9.
Let's start again.
Okay.
10.
9.
8.
7.
6.
5.
4.
3.
2.
1.
0. Which is an even number.
1.
0 is an even number.
Yeah, I know.
It's a fact.
I know, John.
That's kind of a cool fact, though. I didn't know it. I just guessed it would be just because it's next to an odd number.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why it is, because it's between two odd numbers.
Precisely.
And it is divisible by 0.
No.
Or by 2.
Yes.
It's 0. There's no
I'm
remainder.
going to stop recording now.
All right.